Hey guys, okay, today let's get started here. As always, before I start, anyone untrained, this video is kind of intended for like teenage athletes. I'm at home, that's fine. So, if you're untrained, you should probably talk to a doctor. I can't see you, I don't know if you're doing the movements right or wrong. I can't tell if you're gonna hurt yourself by doing a movement wrong for a long period of time. If you have high blood pressure, that's a factor. Cardiovascular disease, swelling around the ankles, had surgeries for joints. There's just a lot of things that I would want to talk with someone about that I can't talk to you about if I don't know you. So these movements are definitely doable, but maybe with moderation if you're not used to them. So, okay, sorry. There's a minute of the video gone already. Let's start the warm up here. We're gonna start with a Brazilian butt workout warm up. Learned this from my wife. She likes this workout. So don't tell, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, don't tell them that you're doing their workout. So hopefully you can see. I can't really tell from where I'm at, but I'm just kicking the leg straight out. Okay, I'm gonna do 10 each side of that. And then I'm gonna switch, and instead of going straight back, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna try to squeeze my core so my hips stay relatively square. I'm trying to stay square and just kick my leg out instead of turn my whole body. That makes sense? So it's kind of engaging the core, kicking that out, really trying to open up the hips. So I have really tight hips, so hopefully your movement looks better than mine. So go to 10 straight back, 10 to the side on both sides. And then next, sorry, I should remember the warm up a little better. We're gonna do some pass-throughs. So grab your bar, we've done this several times, all the way out and around. Okay, do 20 of these, okay? And then we're gonna do an overhead squat. So I should have mentioned, I did spend like 5 to 10 minutes just stretching before I did any of this, because, well, squat for me is hard to get in. I have kind of bad hips, so I stretch my hips out, stretch my calves out, things like that. So know your weaknesses, get those stretched a little bit, hold the stretch for 30 seconds to a minute, maybe do it twice through if you're still struggling. But yeah, so I don't want the bar to be crashing forward, I don't want my butt to be winking, I want a nice kind of straight or arched back butt. So I'm gonna go down towards 90, but I don't want it to fall on my toes. So all these things are faults and I can't explain them all the time. But if you have any of those faults, stretch out your calves, stretch out your hip flexors, pull your hip flexors back. Another good stretch would just be, it's called the pretzel stretch. So you lay down, left leg up. Okay, so now put your right foot on top of your left knee and go down. So you're pushing down on that and you're turning your chest this way. It stretches all these external rotators. That's a good one. Hold that for 30 seconds to a minute each side. Those are all things you can work on if your squat looks horrendous. And then we're gonna do the glute hamstring raise. Again, that's the one with the ball. I pin my feet to a wall, so I have something. I don't have the wall right here, so it's just gonna look a little silly. But this is the gist, okay? I like to have my knees off the ground and up on the wall when I do it. So do like 20 of those. And sorry, the air squats, the overhead squats, do 20 of those. And then do a hip opener lunge. So you're gonna kind of go up and we'll kick out. And then as you go down, post that right hand inside that right knee and push it out and put chest up. So hopefully that makes sense. Just do like 5 each side of that. So go through that warm up 3 times. So you got your Brazilian butt workout thing, then you got the pass-throughs, then you got the overhead squats. And this is, again, the pass-throughs 20, overhead squats 20, and then your hip opening lunge, do like 5 each side. 3 rounds of that. Okay, we're gonna do squats today. If you're trying to bulk up for football, something like that, squats is a necessity. So 4 sets of 9 at 70% of your max. It's a back squat with a bar. If you don't have access to a bar, and like I don't do a whole lot of bar squatting, it's just not my goals. I think squatting is important. but I like to do squatting that's going to challenge my core and stability, just because I'm older and that's what I care about. I want to be a healthy dad. So we're going to do 10 this side. I've used like a 55-pound weight today. That's as heavy as I have. I would have liked to probably go a little heavier, but that's all I have. So just use what you got. Elbow in, front rack, okay? 10 each side or so. If you have a really light weight, do more. Do 15, do 20. And then, after you do 10 each side of that, we're gonna do a goblet squat. So you hold it like you're drinking out of a goblet, so to speak, and you're just squatting, okay? You're gonna do 20 of those. And then we're gonna do 20 one-arm overhead squats. Again, I'm hitting the ceiling, so this is gonna be a little weird, but that's the goal. You don't want your arms to be falling forward, so you really wanna squeeze your shoulder and get your elbow and shoulder up into your ear, okay? Now, if that feels awkward and you can't do it and it hurts, you're gonna have to go lighter weight. So I went like 10 pounds less than when I was doing these. That was challenging. You can just do an overhead lunge. So it would be the opposite hand to the leg, okay? And then switch. So do 10 each side, okay? Again, when we lunge, we want our front and back to be about 90 degrees. I can't see in the camera, there's a bar right across where I'd be seeing this right now. So hopefully that's about 90 degrees for you. If it's not, I'm sorry, but that's what it's supposed to be. So, okay, so go through that. Oh, sorry. And then do a wall sit. So wall sit's self-explanatory. It's where you sit against the wall for a minute or until you fail. So, okay. Try not to rest this nice and square. All right, so let me check to make sure I have that. We had the one-arm front squat, we did the goblet squat, we did the overhead lunge, and the wall sit. So, if you're gonna squat with the bar today, do one round of that, and then go 4 sets of 9 at 70% with your bar. If you're not using a bar today, just do 4 sets of what we just went through. If you're doing 4 sets of what we just went through, your rest should be minimal, like 30 seconds between or less. Just it's a nice, steady, not killing yourself. It's not a power performance where my gums are hurting and things like that. But we just want to keep a good pace because it's not heavy weight. So we're going to build muscle with kind of more of an endurance approach with that. Okay, so now for power and performance, we're going to do 4 rounds of this. This is the next part of the workout. This is not a real challenging one. There should be pretty much no break. If you've been lifting with me for this whole summer, no break. Just go right one into the next. So box squat, box jump, sorry. So up and down. Okay, step down, don't jump down. 20 of those. And then you're gonna do 20 dips. You can use the box. I'd rather use like 2 chairs so you can go deeper, but 20 dips. Okay? And then we're gonna do 20 horse curls. A horse curl, I don't know if we've done this yet. I do one arm when I do these type of stuff because it challenges my core more. So you know the guy at the gym that you make fun of because he thinks he's huge, he's lifting this heavy weight, but he's going like, rocking it. And everyone's like, that's terrible form. Well, we're gonna do that on purpose. But we're not gonna rock. We're gonna use power through our hips. So we're kind of dipping a little bit and jumping. Okay, it's really awkward to do with light weights. This looks horrendous, but that's the concept. You're gonna do a weight you otherwise would not be able to curl. Okay, so it's gonna be heavy, but you're gonna kind of throw it up with your hips. I don't wanna see rocking, that's exaggerated. I wanna see exploding up, okay? 20 each side of that, and then, yes, knees to elbow with the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can do V-ups. I'll show you that. So knees to elbow. Someone with high blood pressure, those type of movements where you're rushing blood to the head for a long period of time, not a good lift. So don't do that if you have high blood pressure. just like that, okay? That's a V up. So if you can't do the knees to elbow, do the V up. 20. All right, so for the sake of time, wow, 10 minutes, this is really long. For the sake of time, you just watched them all, go 4 rounds of that. And then to finish with your burnout, biceps for 10 minutes. This whole workout shouldn't take that long. So biceps for 10 minutes at the end, maybe 15. You're smart enough. You can just grab weights, do some hammer curls, do some inside curls, do some exterior curls, okay? Do some rocking back and forth curls, do some curls where you're on a knee and going up, that's lighter weight with a twist. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. You don't need a trainer to tell you how to do a bicep curl. Work it for 10 minutes. Do like, find a weight that you can do about 9 times, 9 to 10 times. Just keep rotating that. Do all those lifts combined. Doesn't really matter how much you do which one. Just pick what you like, work it for 10 minutes. Your biceps should be hurting when you're done. As always, remember, really all what we're doing right now is kind of worthless. It's nice to look good, feel good, and all those things, but everything we accomplish here, if it's not for the kingdom, really is not going to last. So build your treasure up in heaven. This body and all your treasure that you're trying to build here will fade away. So stay humble, stay focused on Jesus. See you guys.